up, everybody, man? It's your guy, Nick Frazier, one half of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. And I got from SEC season, Auburn, Texas, with us tonight, back around the water cooler, ladies and gentlemen. We hope y'all having a good one. Tonight, we're going to talk about this, man. We're going to get into this, man. It's the SEC losing its soul. Is this losing? Are they losing their identity? What do we got going on here? What's happening? Is it just a sign of the times? Is it just a sign of the times? Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up next. Water Cooler Talk Sports. Let's
Boys
go.
and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always. Whether you with us live or you're going to watch on the rewatch, we thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler, man. I am your guy, one half for the Water Cooler Talk podcast, Nick Frazier. As always, your man, your player partner, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, Marcus couldn't be with us tonight. But in his spot, we got the fan favorite, Auburn Tez is with us. Tez, how you feeling tonight, my guy?
Feeling pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm here, man. I'm here. We got some bad weather going on down here.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to get on literally like about 15 minutes before I was supposed to go live. Electricity went out.
Oh, wow.
Wi-Fi, lights, everything. So it just literally popped back on right when I hit the go live button when we go on. So we're gonna try to get this one in and get it out before it get any worse down here, because I don't want to mess up the show, man. But everything going good, Joe way?
Pretty good, man. I mean, weather's fine. It's just hot. It's hot, man. Oh my God, it's hot outside.
Yeah, I wish it was fine out here because it just started raining out of nowhere and it just started hailing. Like I was wondering, like, what was the like? Is it like what's hitting the windows? Like I just kept hitting the ping, 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 ping on the windows like hail. I was like, what's going on, man? Like it's been sunny all day, but I guess it is what it is, man. Man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. Follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at CoolerSpot23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know when we post more videos and when we go live here around the water cooler, man. We thank y'all so much for rocking with us as always. And make sure that you go follow our guy, Auburn Tez, over at It's SEC Season as well, man. Go over there and follow him, man. Content coming soon. So make sure y'all go over there and lock in over there as well, man. Let's take a look at the comments before we get into this talk tonight, man. I see Huggy in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Huggy told us that he's going live tomorrow between 5:30 and 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on his YouTube channel. I will be tuned in. I will be tuned in for that. So that's gonna be dope. Y'all better get ready. It's gonna be dope. Like I say, he digging a new thumbnail style. I appreciate that, Huggy, man. The legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, man. Everybody in this thing, man. We appreciate y'all as always, man. The Mac out. He left. I thought is he back? No, he's back in his joint. So on time. Okay, I got it. There we go. Huggy back in this thing, man. Shout out to the Huggy Beard. His Royal Highness King Richard is in the chat. What up, King? How you feeling, my guy? Hope all is going well with you as well, man. Appreciate you so much for rocking with us, man. Huggy in here quoting songs. My guy Huggy, I can't, it's Huggy Beard, Huggy Beard in this thing, bro. We love Huggy in this thing. King Richard said, one thing I have noticed is that the SEC football altogether depends on more offense to win and less defense to win championship. That's gonna be we're gonna get into that tonight. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk a little bit about that tonight before we get up out of here, man, and things and stuff like that. So it's gonna be dope, man. He said, yo, Nick, I just found out you can't go live till you have 50 subs, so it won't be going. Man. Well, we gotta get Huggy to 50 subs, then. We got to get Huggy to 50. Well, Huggy, you drop a video. You can record a video and drop it, and we can all watch it. We can do that. Let's make that happen, man. Let's drop a video, man. Shout out to the Huggy Beard, as always, man. All right, man. Let's get into it. Like I said, man, I got some thunderstorms down here, and I don't want to mess up the live, so we're gonna try to get it in and get it out as quick as we can, man. So Tonight, man. Let's talk about it. I mean, we've kind of talked about it a little bit before on the show, but not in depth. But it's been a like a avenue that we've went down in certain conversations when we've gotten to the SEC conference in itself. All right, so the SEC is the SEC losing its soul? Has it lost its soul? Is the SEC losing its identity in this new era of college football? I mean, it's a lot of ways we can go with this conversation. Tez, just off the top, off the rip, what you thinking about that, man? What's your response to that particular question that we have there?
I think football itself has changed a bit. Okay. The way football is played in college has changed a bit. But as far as the lost its soul, and I guess meaning what makes the SEC the SEC, I still think it's still there. I mean, it's the most physical league, right? I think defensively, although it's not the same defensively, I think it's the better defensive league.
Okay.
Do you see more teams that offensively that will run the ball than in other conferences, I think. Yeah, so I think, it may look a little different, but the things that I think of that make the SEC are still the same.
Okay. All right. I ask you this question then. Is the SEC becoming more like the NFL, or it's college football? This is kind of a college football SEC type thing. Is it becoming more NFL-esque? And are you okay with that? Are you okay with it becoming more of a professional league? Because that's the way it seems that it's going with this. It seems as if it is heading down that road of getting to the point to where it is more commercialized. Well, it's commercialized now, but a lot more commercialized, a lot more professional. It seems as if rivalries aren't going to mean as much anymore when it comes to this. So your thoughts on that? Do you feel like this is becoming more of an NFL light esque when we look at the SEC and the Big Ten together and things and stuff like that? I'm using the Big Ten because that's probably the comparable league. That is the comparable league to the SEC. So
right.
You see that? What do you think?
I mean, sure, absolutely, it's becoming more NFL. Like anytime you introduce money in payment, then that comes with more NFL rules. Like it just does. You have to manage the money and how you pay these players some type of way. And once you start introducing all those rules, it becomes a semi-professional game.
True.
Like I think the only thing that makes it semi-professional is that they get a scholarship. You take that away, it's a professional league.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do I have a problem with it? I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with some of the things. I just like you said, the rivalries I have a problem with.
Yeah,
some of the tradition, and I said tradition is just peer pressure from dead people, but but like some of this stuff is what makes these sports what they are. Like what's the SEC without an Iron Bowl? What's you know what I mean? Even the Egg Bowl.
Yeah.
Like
the Tiger Bowl.
Yeah, like what is it? You get rid of these rivalries. What is football after that? Let alone the SEC.
Good point. That's a good point.
If it's going to take away from that, yeah, then I don't like it. But as far as like from the business side, them running it like the NFL from a business side, I don't have any problem with that.
Okay, so I ask you this. Are we seeing the league as itself? And you can tie it into college football as well, too. So the college football as a whole. Are we seeing it evolve to a place to where it'll be good for the game? Two-part question. Are we seeing it evolve to where to be evolve or disevolve to where it either be good or negative for the game? And in 10 years, in a decade from now, so let's just say 2035. In 2035, will we still look at college football the way that we've looked at it the past 5, 6, 7 years? Will we still be looking at it then with the same excitement of trying to understand what to expect from teams moving forward, coming upcoming seasons? Will we be more locked in with you know, the off-season stuff that make college football what it is? Because to a degree, I will make the argument to the degree that the NFL, like even in the NFL, you don't really have the kind of commitment that you have to the off-season that you have with college football. Like, for example, if you turn on
Yeah, what do you
ESPN,
mean?
like when you turn on ESPN, right? You don't really or when you turn on ESPN, you don't really hear a lot about the NFL, or at least I don't. You don't really hear a lot about what's happening in the NFL until, I mean, after the Super Bowl is over with, until really when it comes down to draft time. You know, you'll hear some combine stuff, you'll hear some drafts, you'll hear some when it comes to around free agency time. But the consistent banter and chatter that you hear about college football on an everyday basis when you get in the off season, are we going to be doing that same thing 10 years from now when we're looking back on it and seeing if it's evolving or dissolving into something that we are either gonna like or love? If the question is making sense to
I
you.
got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna look at it the same.
So okay.
Especially that part of it.
You think that there will still be shows like Water Cooler Talk, shows that are just on, or that'll be like, this is what's happening, man. This is gonna be exciting to see what's happening, moving and stuff like that. Okay, all right.
One reason and one reason alone.
Okay.
When you compare it to the NFL has a draft. Really, in the offseason, unless you're talking about the things that actually go on with that team, you're doing mock boards, right?
Mm-hmm.
College recruiting is a different animal.
Yes.
As long as it's a free for all at these kids, like it's gonna be content, it's gonna be excitement, it's gonna be like we gonna talk about that. It's always been that way. College football has changed before, but like it's that part of it has not. Well, it's changed, but it's not going anywhere.
Okay. All right. So is the sport of college football evolving or dissolving into something that you yourself personally, or something that you think as a general rule, do you think is something that people are going to enjoy still watching 10 years from now?
10 years from now, yeah, they'll still watch it. They still enjoy watching it. I mean, it's too much money involved in college football for them not to get the product right. And then like people still have pride. College football is tied to like not only just the fandom part, but like tied to people's alma maters. Like you know what I mean? Like there's a connection with these universities that is just so different, right?
Okay.
It's regional.
Yeah.
A lot of times you grow up in a place in this it represents your hometown. Like your team represents your hometown. Like that part of it isn't going anywhere.
Okay. Speaking on the regionality part of it, are we seeing, and this is particular to, and I mean, we can intertwine both of these into the SEC, Big Ten, ACC, college football all together. Are we seeing the old form of the SEC of college football slowly turning into a national entertainment product instead of it being regional? Because you still said it's regional. You still say college football is regional, but there are forces basically trying to make this a national product that everybody can consume and enjoy. For example,
but
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Fandom is regional.
Okay, fandom is
Is what I
regional.
mean.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the product itself. Just because you grow up in places like like where we from, you
Mhm.
had two choices. It's not like
Yeah, of course. Of course.
you know
Of
what I
course.
mean. But think about it when I say that because like we don't have a professional team. And when you
Mhm.
ask somebody from my town who's a professional team, it's no telling what type of answer you get.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that alone, just that though it's so many colleges and so many, especially Division I colleges, they cover almost every region that
Mhm.
you can think of. Any place that you can think of, there's probably a major Division I college somewhere in the vicinity.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, like that part of it is not going nowhere.
Oh, okay. Cool.
People buy North Carolina jackets because they say North Carolina on the front.
Okay. I didn't think of it like that. Okay. All right.
You don't think
Okay.
that people buy Alabama jackets because they say
It's
Alabama on the
Alabama on the
front?
front. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so when you talk, I don't know if I would see somebody from New York be like, all right, I see this Alabama jacket. I'm gonna wear it because it say Alabama. Unless they are literally like, I'm an Alabama fan. I actually watch.
But the
college
chances
football.
of that happening though, the
Mhm.
chances of somebody from New York saying I'm going to wear this Alabama jacket just because maybe I have family in Alabama or something like
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
is far greater than the chances of somebody in New York saying I'm just going to wear this Auburn jacket. You see what I'm saying? Just because of
Is
and
it
it's like
though? Is it
yeah,
though?
well, this is a different conversation, but like I think that's what makes our fan base so what we are
Okay.
is because
Okay.
it's like a specific choice almost. Like when you have schools that just like kind of have the name and it's just, some of those people are just it's the thing to do. I'm from Alabama, of course. I'm going
Yeah, of
to
course,
Alabama.
I'm
Like,
aware of one of the
yeah,
schools. Yeah, you know what I'm
with
saying?
Auburn, it's almost like a specific thing. Like you just have to be an Auburn person.
To do it.
and
Okay. So I get what you're saying. So basically, what
which
you're
is why the
saying is,
stadium goes crazy like that.
I get what you're saying. So basically, you saying it's almost like somebody from Tennessee that's a Lakers fan wearing a Lakers jersey.
Right.
If it was for Alabama, just because the name Alabama is synonymous nationwide. Is that what if I'm understanding that correctly?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm trying to picture it. I'm trying to picture it, but I'm pretty sure somebody in Kansas is wearing a Alabama jersey, Alabama shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
that'll be interesting to see. Off topic, Cooper Flag went number 1 overall to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
And Dylan Harper went number 2 overall to the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA draft. That's what's going on.
That's all that's planned.
Yeah, that was all planned. I guess we about to get to the real part now to see who gonna be the other guys that's taking next, man. King Richard said, I'm one of those that love to watch a 21-24 ball game with great defenses and pop playing every now and then.
Right.
Okay, to that point, are we ever gonna get back to that? Like, I give you an example. Are we ever gonna get back to a national championship game to where I don't know, what was that? Was that Alabama LSU, the national championship game where LSU didn't get past the 50-yard line, if I'm not mistaken? Like, will we ever see anything like that when it comes to the SEC? Speaking on that, will we ever see an all SEC national championship game again?
I think probably now is as good a chance as any with the
See an
playoff.
all SEC championship game?
Yeah, with
National
the
championship game?
playoff.
Okay.
Just with the playoff is a better chance than any because you can have more SEC teams get opportunities
Okay.
when to even get there. So yeah, as far as that game though, like I think it'd be a long time. I think things move in cycles, specifically stuff like this. So like eventually there will be enough teams like a Michigan or to win, and it will become a copycat league, and teams will go back to that style of football. I don't know if it happens in my lifetime, but
Okay. So
the
okay,
thing is, like, it's a process. You can
so
always tell by youth football, like what
oh
are the
yeah,
kids
I
doing?
agree. I agree with you there. I agree with you there. Yeah, how basically looking at youth football now. If that's the case, I'm not sure we're gonna see that soon.
Right, right,
I'm gonna be real with you. I still feel
right.
like you're gonna see a lot of airing it out. A lot of guys, a lot of I think I said this on the show on a previous show. I think you'll see a lot of guys that would have played linebacker. I mean, a lot of guys that would have played running back,
Right,
playing linebacker now,
right.
and stuff like that. Um, and stuff. So I just feel like the game is getting smaller and quicker, but it is kind of odd because when you look at the NFL has gone back, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They have gone back more to you're not seeing a lot of those hybrid type linebackers now. When you
Yeah,
see guys get drafted, you've seen a lot of linebackers that 6'3", 6'3" and above, 235, 240 range, still running around playing, in back in that on the second level of the defense. And there was a time when there was a time in the NFL when you had guys that were like 6'2", 220, 225 playing linebacker in the
right,
NFL. And
right.
that's changing. So maybe to your point, we are seeing that because we are seeing that change potentially happen for the simple fact because of what the NFL is doing. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is changing. Maybe it is changing back to potentially that.
Like if you think about it, even in college, like a lot of teams where it was more spread, like a lot of teams are doing the same principles out of, like, you see a lot of 12 personnel now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like it's I think it's getting back to a physical game, but it still has those hurry up, those spread, those option um tendencies in it. And you see that throughout college. You see it in the SEC.
Mm,
I know for sure. So I don't know. Like that game comes from what you saw in high school football, right?
Yep.
Um,
hmm
so I don't think it's as spread out as it used to be. That's probably why you don't see why you see the NFL moving back to heavier linebackers, because
Yeah.
ultimately teams are just spreading the ball out to run anyway.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the day, you're gonna need somebody to come downhill and tackle no matter
And hit 'em. Very
no matter
true.
how they put on the field.
King Richard said, King Richard said, I say get rid of conferences.
Mm,
Everyone goes independent, 14 game schedule, and have to choose 11 opponents of the old Big Four conferences and 3 from other small conferences. What you think about that?
mm. That's an interesting, man.
That's interesting. It is kind of interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Every school independent.
Every school independent. 14 game schedule.
Yeah.
You have
Choose
to
11
choose
opponents
11. Oh,
from the current Power 4,
and 3
and
from
then
other
3
small.
from the G5 level. That's what he said. G5 or below. That's
So
interesting.
basically,
That's interesting. So basically, okay. So here's my point. Then, if that was the case, then how would you determine who plays for the national championship if you were to do that?
I guess you just rank.
You just rank them straight. What straight
Yeah,
every
straight
week?
down.
Okay.
But well, it's so many teams that somebody's schedule is gonna get left off.
Yeah, because think about this. Let's say, for instance, you have a G5 school. I'm just using South Alabama. Let's say you have South Alabama, and South Alabama comes out, and let's just say South Alabama uh plays a G5 schedule, but then they have 3 Power 4 schools, and they beat those 3 Power 4 schools, and they go undefeated on their G5 schedule. Do they deserve to play for the national championship? In utopian society, I can see this happening because it would make you put emphasis on teams and how they look on the field. I'm in that scenario, but I mean, it still wouldn't be parity all the way around if
Well,
I'm asking that
When
question.
the thing about it, the thing why conferences make it work too is like when you play a conference schedule, you're almost guaranteed in some conferences more than others to have to play some good teams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you just put everybody in a pool, then now you can get teams that can essentially play a schedule full of all the bad teams from those former Big Four conferences.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And schedules can be a cakewalk. So like, and then, you know, if that school is a Ohio State, nobody's gonna argue that they belong in the playoffs because they got the brand. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if you're still gonna need a way to like judge the schedules and make them put together a decent schedule.
True, but to that point, if Ohio, let's give a scenario for that. If Ohio State were to do that, and let's just say Ohio State played the schedule of, I don't know, let's say they played Arizona, let's say they played, and these are Power 4 schools, Arizona, Maryland, Illinois, and these are just schools that are not known to be like powerhouses. You would throw in, I don't know, Washington State. You throw in, I guess you can throw in Vanderbilt. You can throw in Tennessee. You can throw in Michigan State. You throw in Michigan. Then you throw in Oregon, and then you throw in, you know, some other schools. But then let's just say a South Alabama should be like, all right, cool. This is what we'll do. We'll get Troy. We'll get ULM. We'll throw in Colorado. We'll throw in, I don't know, maybe a USC, a UCLA. And then they'll be like, all right, cool. Then we'll come back and we'll throw in, I don't know, let's say Mississippi State or Ole Miss. And then if South Alabama with that type of schedule went 7-5 or 8-4, and Ohio State went 11-1, who do you pick to go to the next? Who is the team that you would give the push to if you were part of that committee independently to go to the next level and play? Because let's just be real.
It'd be a tough decision.
That's what I'm saying. Because you looking at it and you saying, all right, South Alabama played a tough schedule, but they got to win against Ole Miss. They got to win against USC. They got to win against UCLA. They may got a loss to Mississippi State. They may have a loss to, you know, Colorado or something like that. But they got some really good wins in some of those schools in that Power 4 bracket or the old Power 4 bracket. How can you sit here and tell me that you're gonna give it to Ohio State over South Alabama?
That'd be a tough ask, but they do it every day.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That is true. That's true. Albert said that's absolutely true. Ted, he said I've seen people in California, Washington State, and even Alaska where Alabama get. It's like the college football version of the Yankees. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Are they from Alabama, or are they just there just because they be like, oh, it's Alabama? We just seen them win a couple national championships.
That's a brand. Yeah.
All right. War Eagle Tez, you right. Shout out to our guy C Hall walking with us, man. Tim the Tool Man in this thing saying, what's good, fam? What's up with you, my guy? He's speaking to everybody, man. Everybody speaking back to him. C Hall said he got a War Eagle in Costa Rica, but AU fans, we different. It's funny story. I got another story about this. I was walking the Las Vegas Strip about 4 years ago. I was walking the Las Vegas Strip. Walked up on a dude had on legit full Auburn gear from the pull up from the windbreaker to the hat. I said, War Eagle. Dude looked around. I was like, huh? I was like, what's up, man? War Eagle. It was crazy, bro. He said it back, but it was cool. It was cool, man. The Huggy Beard said, man, Huggy phone battery died seconds into the show actually started. That's just like that's just like ants at a picnic. You heard me? Shout out to the Huggy, man. Shout out to the Huggy Beard in this thing, man. King Richard said, man, running backs are coming back around in the NFL. Your thoughts on that, Tez? Are they coming around, or are we just seeing a resurgence? I mean, not a resurgence, but are we just seeing a group of three good guys? Well, really, one guy, and you have let's just be real. Let's give them their props. Three guys leading the pack right now. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I guess you would say, I don't know if they even went anywhere, really. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just the way to close out games. It's still always going to be the way to close out games. To run the ball, the good
I
teams,
guess he mean by the way they getting
just
paid
like the
because
bell cow back.
yeah,
Maybe.
that too. But no, I agree with you. I don't think the bell cow back has went anywhere. I think it's more the fact that now, when you had the Marshall Faulks in the league, when you had the Steven Jacksons in the league, when you had even Todd Gurley before Todd Gurley decided to retire, those guys were getting really nice size contracts. They were really the premier player on the team. Now it's becoming really on the offensive side of the ball. Quarterbacks are getting really the bulk of the money. And I'm pretty sure that's something that's just started probably within the past 20 years, 15 to 20 years, where you started seeing quarterbacks getting paid like that. For real, because it used to be the running back, because the NFL used to be, we're gonna run the football.
Yeah, we're running the football.
And the running back used to be the guy that, used to get, a hefty chunk of that cap, of that salary cap when that was going around, especially in the 90s. And things and stuff like that. But now that you're starting to see guys like Saquon get a nice payday, and things and stuff like that, and get an extension on the payday that he on the contract that he signed. I guess that's what he mean by that when you're seeing running backs coming back around, because now the guy that normally gets paid the most or is a significant pay in the league is where they shine the light on, and who gets most of the attention. I'm guessing that's what that's coming from, if that makes sense.
I wonder what, like, how longevity has to do with that. Like, I would be interested to see what the second contracts for running backs are averaging right now. Because Saquon, despite the injuries, is a proven product, right?
True.
Yeah, we know what he can do. Derrick Henry is another one that's been in the league for a long time. So one of the reasons why I think the running back went away was because they weren't lasting that long. It's like,
shout out to
2 or
Tim.
3
Tim said if
years.
Arthur Kane went on the field, us fans got to run to the chats. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Tim with that, man.
Yeah, running backs just wasn't lasting that long, man. Like 2 or 3 years, they was about it there. So
yeah, I mean, because the thing about the running back in the league was they was like those guys was it was like once you got to like the age 29, 30 is when they stock diminished. So guys would get your rookie deal. They would get the rookie deal depending on where you was drafted, and then they would try to get that next big payday on that second deal. That 30, 40, $50 million type payday. And then if they got that 4-year period, try to get as much guaranteed money as they possibly can. They potentially could do something like that. So I mean, they potentially could live off that. But then if you were good, looking at Saquon, Saquon just got an extension. I think he's gonna get paid until he's like 32.
Yeah, he good. You don't have nothing to worry about.
Same thing with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is in that same boat. He'll be somewhere around that same age and probably can still command a lot of money at that point in time too. So Gibbons said determine the strength of schedule. It's going to be a riot with everyone independent. I like the idea. That's what I'm saying. Like it'll be chaos if that was that. But it's a dope idea. I like the idea. Alabama said when I was a teenager, someone got me a North Carolina basketball. I'm not really into basketball, but since it was North Carolina, I watched their games as a fan. Okay, but here's the thing though. But was it because? And I'm gonna ask this question because this is something that I'm talking about right now in my class. And we're talking about this in one of my classes. And we were talking about athlete endorsements, and we was talking about this type of thing of how and I brought and we have these discussion boards in my class, and we was talking about it. And I was like, it's almost like everything like certain players touch. Whatever they touch, even if they're going away from the game for a while, it's like that is still the thing. Jordan, and I was mentioning Michael Jordan at that. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Was it because of Michael Jordan that you were looking at the North Carolina basketball and you took and it was like, I'm watching the games because Michael Jordan went there and he's considered to be the greatest basketball player to ever play the game of basketball? Or was it because at that time the coach what's the coach name? Williams? Coach Williams was the coach during that time period, and he was being the media was framing him as one of the premier coaches in college basketball. That's my question. Like, which one was it? Or was it just because you just saw them all the time? Because, for example, I was little when I was younger. I had a Nebraska Cornhuskers jacket in Alabama. Only reason why I had it was because they were winning national championships. That's the only reason why they won national championships. They was a major powerhouse in college football. That's the only reason why. I knew nothing about the Nebraska Cornhuskers at all.
But I want you to think about it, the teams that we are naming and what they all have in common. Nebraska, North Carolina, Alabama.
Okay, yeah.
Those are the state names.
True. Yeah. True.
Like,
that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
State names are a brand in themselves.
Shout out to Robert.
It's the name of the whole state. And like, I guess the reason why, I'm a little bit, like in detail about this, because I really believe that it's funny you bring up North Carolina, because you got North Carolina and Duke. Majority of the state of North Carolina is North Carolina fans.
True.
Right.
Not NC State fans.
Duke fans are a specific group of people, right?
Yeah, they hate Duke. A lot of people hate Duke.
But have you been inside of Cameron Indoor Stadium?
I've not been inside of Cameron Indoor. No.
Well, me neither. But have you seen it? Have you been inside of the jungle at Auburn?
Yeah.
Like when you are the school that doesn't have the state name in it, in like schools, kids have to like choose you specifically. Like, it's a different type of passion that comes with that. Like, if Alabama,
hold it. What's up, Connor? Welcome around the water cooler, Connor. Appreciate you so much, man. Hope everything going good with you, man. I hope everything going good. He said, how's my Auburn friends been? I gotta say, y'all probably better than the Arkansas boys. Seems like my state can't catch a break, man. Shout out to Connor, man, for coming around and rocking with us here, man. And it was one that came up. Tim said, Richard, I want to see us play teams like Colorado, Miami. Auburn is actually
playing Miami, right?
In Miami. I think in like the 29, 20, 30 seasons. I think it's a home and home, I believe. So my bad, Tez. Go ahead. I just had to get that up.
No, I was just saying that, like, yeah, these smaller schools, man, like the Dukes and the Auburns, when you're the smaller school in the state, it's some passion that goes, like, when the fans have to choose you instead of just waking up and saying, hey, I'm from Alabama, so I'm going for Alabama. I'm from North Carolina, so I'm going for North Carolina. Like, it breeds a different type of fan.
Okay. Is that Tim said, I don't even think it's Jordan, Nick. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We had those baby blue. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, them baby blue starter.
Hey, that powder blue starter jacket.
They were dope, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They were
it's
dope.
Like elite.
Like the whole starter brand, like they had like some really dope jackets. Like did anybody have like the half zip? Did anybody remember this half zip? Man, bro. The whole starter line was dope, man. But then some kind of way it got corny when Nike got big. I was like, man, starter was. I'm about to say the starter was it, bro. It was it, bro. I don't know what it is, man. He said I was in the Auburn school system. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a Kentucky fan, but I hate Duke because of Christian Lake in the last second shot, man. Wow. Get Musty said, I'm actually in North Carolina now, and you'd be really surprised the split between UNC, Duke, and NC State in the Charlotte area.
Wow. What do you think the split is? Musty.
Yeah, what is the split, Musty?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean,
he said the half zip starter jacket with the front. Yes, bro. That thing was clean, bro. I'm telling you, it was dope. Bro. It was dope.
That powder blue starter jacket probably was like 30% of their revenue at the time.
I'm pretty sure it was.
The other was like gang colors. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was, bro. It was amazing. It's amazing, bro. But yeah,
that Raiders starter jacket. Probably.
The Raiders one too, the black and silver one. Yeah, bro. Like, you know what's funny? The Raiders is another brand that I think a lot of people sleep on. Like, I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in the South that were Raider fans. That legit were Raider fans. Like, Mr. and Mr. Robinson, twins out of Tuskegee, the pharmacists.
Yeah.
They were Raider fans. I just never understood why they were Raider fans. I was like,
Yeah.
Raider fans? Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But then once I got older and actually started studying, I was like, okay, it makes sense now. Makes a lot of sense, you know, why they supported the Raiders, man. Hold up. So I just got to watch the Nose stomp LSU twice in a row, and now I can see Auburn stomp them. That's cool. Yeah, man, Huggy. Potentially, man. I said we better win some games and not get embarrassed in any losses. Yeah, I agree with you
I
there,
agree with
man.
that.
I agree with you there, man. Auburn got a lot riding on the season, bro. Especially when it comes to recruiting. Man, it's a lot, man. I love the starter baseball jerseys. Any sport in wool. I never had a starter baseball jersey. What about you?
I can't remember. I don't think so. I probably didn't. If I can't remember having one.
I don't remember. I don't think I ever had a starter baseball jersey though. He said the Hornet starter bomber pull up.
I forgot about that one.
With the big Hornet, like what's the Hornet, like the big old Hornet was on it, man, bro.
Yeah, that one was cold too.
That was cold. He said 35% UNC, 35% Duke, 30% NC State.
That's interesting.
That's what he said. That's what he's saying. He said it's about that.
So that leads me to this question then. Would you say, just looking at 35, if it's 35-35 UNC Duke, comparatively, would you say that North Carolina and Duke are more even as a brand than Auburn and Alabama is?
More even?
As a brand than Auburn and Alabama. Like the gap between North Carolina and Duke
is smaller?
Smaller than the gap between Alabama and Auburn.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, I would say that based. I would say that based on recent. Like, okay, if I would say that based on recent because now I will say this. I will say this. Auburn basketball has probably closed that gap a little bit between Auburn and Alabama because of what they've been able to do on the basketball court in the past decade and things stuff like that. But football wise, which is still the breadwinner that moves everything at Auburn University, it's been down. But when you
I don't think we don't have another school in state that's that third school that's taking that market share either.
No, we don't have a third school, but we have two other schools that are just a tier below that people don't really talk about. You look at Troy and South. There's a rivalry between Troy and South. And I would say that rivalry between Troy University and University of South Alabama is probably way more even than the Auburn-Alabama rivalry, if you ask me.
Right.
If you ask me.
See, those brands get swallowed up. So that's what I'm saying. It's like NC State, there are no NC State fans that are also Duke and NC fans. There's probably some South fans that go to school with Auburn and Alabama jackets.
Bro, listen, when I was walking on campus, bro, it became a problem to where we was an SGA that we actually tried to see if that could be like curtailed because for one, I was an Auburn fan going to South. When I went to South, I was Auburn all day, but I was trying to get away from the house a little bit. But the thing was, it was not a problem to walk around campus and see a bunch of some crimson Alabama gear. You'll see some Auburn gear. And things, stuff like that. It was nothing to see that walking around campus at South. Now it's a whole lot better because of the profile of what South Alabama is putting on the map. I'm not gonna say you don't see it, but it's still there. But you see a lot more people wearing a lot of Jaguar stuff on campus now. It's a lot better.
But I mean, from a football standpoint, here in Birmingham, UAB, this is not an unknown school at all. Like,
true.
They are. I would say UAB is a nationally known school. If you factor in like the hospital and everything that goes with it, like people know about UAB, and you see your fair share of students here with Alabama and Auburn stuff on. But this is Birmingham, and this is where the rivalry kind of had its, most of its days. So I guess you could expect that.
Yep. Very true. Very true. Very true, man. Just looking at some of these these comments here. King Richard said, "Man, I had LA Knights, LA Raiders, Chicago White Sox, Boston Celtics, Atlanta." See, all of these are brands though. Like you see the Knights in hockey, the Raiders when they were in LA, the White Sox, the Celtics, the Braves. I don't know not one person who didn't have a Braves fitted cap.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that did not have a Braves fitted cap. The Red Sox, the Detroit Lions, like those are the brands, man. Alan Berry said, man, I heard a podcast earlier today say the game is passing Hugh Freeze by. Is this season a make or break year for him? Not just at Auburn, but his career. Okay, you meant career. Okay, I got you. Is this a make or break season for Hugh Freeze, not just at Auburn, but his career? That's almost like saying if Thanos gets all the Infinity Stones, he's gonna snap away Hugh Freeze, and we may not get him back. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna say this. I say this. This is how I answer that question. If this is a bad year for Coach Hugh Freeze, I think a lot of people feel that he potentially could be let go or relieved of his duties. I think a lot of people feel that way. Well, at least a lot of the fan base feels that way. If that were to happen, and not wishing that to happen because I think Auburn's gonna win 10 games. If that were to happen, I don't think he gets another chance at a Power 4 school. I don't. I think I think he'll probably hover somewhere around that G5 level. Or something like that. I think he'll probably be that guy. Or if he does get a chance, it'll be some time before that happens. Or he could, I don't know. I don't know if this is a feasible route. Or he could do the Gus Malzahn and just go be a coordinator somewhere. Or he could just not coach anymore. It's a lot of ways that this can go. I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea exactly how this can go, but
I don't know the game passing by because there's coaches that do what Hugh Freeze does and is successful. Like the RPO works in college football. You do it right. But this could be. I feel what you're saying. Like if it's a bad year for him, man. Yeah, he could have to go that coordinator route. Which maybe is fit for him, maybe.
This one right here. He said, I saw folks wearing Bama gear at Auburn's campus, but you won't see Auburn on Bama's campus. That is a very true statement. That's a truth. I'm gonna be real with you. I saw that. I've seen that. And that is an interesting statement because it is very true. Very true.
Yeah. I don't know because I've never I hadn't spent a lot of time on Alabama's campus. I know there have been Auburn players that go to Alabama. So I wonder whether they wear paraphernalia.
Shout out to B Sharp.
School. What's up, Sharp?
98.9% is Bama country and B-Ham. Yeah. And I would probably say Mobile is, I don't know. I think Mobile is probably evenly split. But I think Auburn has the edge in Mobile though.
Yeah. You think so?
I think so. I think Auburn got the edge in Mobile.
Nah, it's Alabama here in Birmingham.
Yeah, I think it's not that big of a difference in Mobile, but I think Auburn has the edge in Mobile. I really believe that. Them 90s Braves were the truth. I don't even like baseball like that, but I was into the Braves. Yeah, Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, all them dudes, man. John Smokes, bro.
Maddox, Glavin.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to all them dudes, bro. It's a great. I remember I used to have the picture of the starting the nine that was in the lineup, and they were in order. And I got 5 of them signed. I don't know where them pictures at today. I wish I still had them because I'll probably sell them and try to get some money for it, bro. Especially if one of them was Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones. I think I got Andrew Jones. I don't think I got Chipper Jones. But if I would have got it, it would have been dope, bro. It would have been dope. Okay. War Eagle, man. Chipper Jones and Greg Maddox had Chipper Jones was slow, but Chipper Jones could hit a baseball, bro. Shout out to that, man. I would say this: if you can't go out and win with this roster, he will be G5 or back to high school to retire in Arkansas. I think that's probably more the route. I think if he doesn't win at Auburn this year, or if he does get another opportunity in year 4, if he doesn't win or it doesn't look good, I think he's probably gonna just. I think he's probably gonna be considered to be that. He's gonna be one of the top G5 coaches, and he may get another opportunity at a Power 4 school, but I think he'll just be in that middle, that G5 area, bro, and he'll just dominate there and just win championships at whatever conference he is there. That's just what I see. The game is definitely passing by. The bloom.
He said the bloom is off the roof. That's funny.
Interesting, man. Alex said, man, many people don't maybe people don't care, but I would like to see the bigger schools, especially in the South, annually schedule HBCUs. I respect Auburn for playing A&M. That is true. I agree with you that. I never forget. I heard. I don't know if I read this or I heard him say this, but Nick Saban said that they will never play a school like Alabama A&M because it wouldn't help them when it came time to be in the conversation of who gets into the playoff or who gets the spot when it gets to the BCS. I want to see. I read that somewhere that they would never play those schools, play schools like that. Because I don't think Alabama has ever played a HBCU, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I do know for sure that I don't know about Alabama, but I know that Gus Malzahn, much as I talk about him, one of the things he did when he got here was he said it publicly, made it a point to play every school in the state of Alabama.
Every school in the state.
So when we get clowned for playing Alabama A&M and Alabama State, and it's like, come on, man! Like we're playing every school in the state.
Yep.
And those schools,
they play Tuskegee. They got to play Tuskegee.
Well, we can't.
Yeah.
but Jacksonville State's a school that you probably don't want to schedule if you. When we played Jacksonville State, I think they had 4 former SEC players on their defensive line or something crazy stuff like that. It was crazy. But yeah, man, that's cool for them to play all the schools in the state, the smaller ones. They need the money, so why not get it from someone in state? That way, people in the state can come and see the product. The ones that's in the vicinity that may want to attend the school, have kids thinking about attending those schools. It just helps.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, it would be dope. But
you play a bum anyway.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course. I mean, because you see Alabama. Alabama has played. Let's name some schools Alabama have played that you consider to be that they could have scheduled. Alabama State or Alabama A&M. They played Mercer, if I'm not mistaken. They played.
What's the benefit of playing Mercer versus giving
Alabama.
Mercer whatever you give them to play them, $1 million?
Oh, so they did. So they have played A&M. So Alabama has played A&M before, but should play them and others every year. Okay, I get what you're saying. Well, I take that back then. Was that under did they play that? Did Alabama play A&M under Saban?
No, I don't know.
Did they play him under Saban though? Because I clearly want to say he said that it wouldn't benefit them for playing that type of game. He always wanted to be some type of way in contention for the national championship, in the national championship consideration, man. So,
University of Tennessee Chattanooga.
Tennessee Chattanooga. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, you sit here and you look at it and you like, come on, man. You could play a Bama State. You could play, a South Alabama, and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. So I used to holler at a nice young lady around 2010 Natty. She went to the time. I stayed decked out at AU gear. Her apartment was near campus, and the rooster was stunning in that AU gear. Boy, shout out to the rooster back, the legend of Sweet Sugarback Williams.
So yes, it was indeed somebody on AU's campus where you go.
Shout out to the legend of Sweet Sugarback Williams, the Huggy Beard, man. All right, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. We talked about the SEC losing its soul And see, this is I like these conversations because like I said, these conversations you get to go in any direction. We talked about brands. We talked about we even got into some talk like that, man. This we talked about we did talk about is the SEC losing it. So oh, here you go. He said UA played A&M in 2022. So that was in Saban's year.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Well, my bad. I take that back then. My apologies. My apologies then. So they did play a HBCU. Shout out. Okay, cool. That's what's up then. They ain't playing as much as Auburn did though, but you know, it is what it is. He said, "Yo, Nick, can I drop my channel? Can I drop the channel? Yeah, go ahead, drop the link. Cause we trying to get Huggy to 50 subs so Huggy can go live. Ladies, everybody that's watching this now, or if you watching this on the rewatch, go subscribe to the Huggy Beard himself. The way he got it spelled right there, go subscribe to him because guess what? Once he hit 50 subs, he's going live. And bruh, trust me, we gonna be rocking with Huggy, bruh. Bruh, go subscribe to the Huggy Beard himself. The way it's spelled on the screen right now, the way it is spelled right there, right now, go subscribe to him just like that. We gonna get Huggy to where Huggy's supposed to be at. We gonna get Huggy to 50 because we want to see Huggy. Shout out to Huggy.
I'm subscribing right now.
Shout out to the Huggy Beard, bro. Shout out to the Huggy Beard, man. He said HBC Unite coming soon, though. Okay. All right, then. I see. See, Tim, let him go sub right now. That's what I'm talking about. There it is right there again. The Huggy X Beard himself. You got to spell it just like that. When it pop up, man. I'm telling you. So let's get Huggy there, man. Let's get Huggy to 50, man. We got to get Huggy to 50 so Huggy can go live. We got to make it happen, man. Sharp said, man, Huggy, you could have told me last night to do that in my show. I'm about to subscribe now. Y'all, yeah, everybody go subscribe to the Huggy Beard himself right there, man. I'm telling you, bro. Ooh, see, that's what I'm saying. I think Huggy had 4 subs last night when I subscribed. And now I think he at what, 14? He gotta be at like 14. Yeah. Shout out to the Huggy, man. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, man. The Huggy Beard in this thing. All right, man. Let's get out of here, man. Before we get up out of here, Ted, tell me where they can find you at, my guy.
Man, you can find me at It's SEC Season here on YouTube and on Twitter as well, and on my personal page, code name Tez.
Yes, on sir. Twitter. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all go subscribe over to at It's SEC Season. Ted's got the content dropping soon. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be fire. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fire. I'm telling y'all, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe over to Tight Sports and Alabama Football Megacast as well. Subscribe to our guy DC over at Auburn Addicts TV. Subscribe over to Dustin at the Up Tempo Podcast. Subscribe over to Sharpshooter Sports over there as well on YouTube as well. Shout out to our guy B Sharp. Vandy Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. And then, of course, our guy Bubba and the Old Man Auburn Sports Talk. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. And I got to make one for the Huggy Beard himself. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to the Huggy Beard himself as well. And before y'all get up out of here, man, make sure y'all follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolerSpot23. And, of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know when we post more videos and when we go live, man. Yeah, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, man, we are getting close to football season. We just in that little purgatory area right now where it's just not much to talk about. You know, we try to have these very engaging conversations with everybody. But soon enough, I think SEC Media Days is about 2 weeks away. I think that's the 14th through the 17th. SEC Media Days will be in Auburn. Coach Freeze and Auburn will be there on Tuesday the 15th. I actually have. Let me pull up the schedule of who will be there and what day. So Monday, July 14th, you have LSU Brian Kelly, Ole Miss Lane Kiffin, South Carolina Shane Beamer, Vanderbilt Clark Lee. Tuesday, Hugh Freeze Auburn, Georgia Kirby Smart, Tennessee Josh Heupel, and Texas Steve Sarkisian. That's actually going to be a really good day. That's going to be a really good day. Kirby Smart and Steve Sarkisian, Hugh Freeze and Josh Heupel. You should be hearing some headlines coming out of that one. Wednesday, July 16th, Alabama Kalen DeBoer, Florida Billy Napier, Mississippi State Jeff Lebby, Oklahoma Brent Venables, and then Thursday, Arkansas Sam Pittman, Kentucky Mark Stoops, Missouri Eli Drinkwitz, and Mike Elko from Texas A&M will be there on Thursday. What's up?
Put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
Before it come out, who do you think Hugh Freeze chooses?
Oh,
take the media day with him. To
take with him, Keldrick Faulk. I think Keldrick Faulk would be one.
I agree.
I think he takes Jackson Arnold.
Think he take Jackson Arnold?
Yeah, I think he takes Jackson Arnold.
Could we see a Cam Coleman?
I don't know if he take Cam Coleman or Eric
not old
Singleton.
enough yet.
I think he probably takes Eric Singleton. Either Eric Singleton or Damari Austin. It's a third guy.
I was thinking maybe Connor Lew.
Connor Lew would be a good one. Yeah, lineman. That would be an interesting one. That would be a good one too. So you get two linemen, Keldrick Faulk, Connor Lew, and your quarterback. That would be a good one. That would be it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good three. That's a good three.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that as well.
If it's that three, everybody in the chat, it's a dollar.
It'll be dope. The three we said Keldrick Faulk, Jackson Arnold, Connor Lew is what it is. Those are three we said. Okay.
That's solid though. I like that. I think I'd be interested to hear from those guys specifically.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I think you have to take Jackson Arnold because the questions optically, yeah. You
can't take Deuce Knight.
Yeah, you can't take Deuce. You know what I'm saying? If you're not taking a quarterback, if you're not taking Jackson Arnold, what is the headlines that'll be coming around? That is like, so is he the guy? Like, because we definitely make shows about that. Well, he's not taking Jackson Arnold. Is there a chance that Ashton Daniels or one of these guys can slide into the top spot? It'll definitely be a conversation.
For sure, yeah, it'd be a grenade.
I think you take Keldrick Faulk just because I think Keldrick Faulk, the hype around Keldrick Faulk going into this season and into the offseason of him potentially being a top 5, top 10 type guy in the draft, you have to take him.
You got to take it.
Yeah, and then the same thing with Connor Lew. He potentially is a top day two, could potentially slide into that the bottom half of that first round type guy. So that's a solid pick. That's a solid pick, man. That's a solid pick. So
yeah, I'm betting on that. I like that.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler, man. And we'll be kicking in some more, talking some more sports, talking some more things and stuff like that, man. So we appreciate y'all, man. Until then, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one, man. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his because he deserves all the praise and the glory, man. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, it is one love. And guess what? We out this mug. Y'all be easy, man. Peace. I got to go read a book now.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.